Let's take a look at the voter turnout till now. Figures have come till only 9 a.m. in the morning. In Azamgarh in UP, it's about 14.17%. The figures for 11 a.m. will start trickling in slowly. But let's also take a look at Gurgaon in Haryana, where voting falls considerably to 6.20%. But this is not all. In Sheohar in Bihar, voter turnout is 9.25% till 9 a.m. In Sambalpur in Odisha, where Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan is contesting, it's 7.09%. Following which, in Anantnag Rajouri, voter turnout is 8.89% till 9 a.m. this morning. In Kurukshetra in Haryana, 9.92% of the electorate has come out to cast its votes. In Karnal, 9.29% of the people have cast their mandate. In New Delhi, where Bansuri Swaraj is facing off against Somnath Bharti, 7.04% of the people have cast their mandate. In Northwest Delhi, 8.99% of the people have come out to ink their finger till 9 a.m. in the morning. In Northeast Delhi, 10.15% of the voter turnout figure has been recorded. Sultanpur in Uttar Pradesh has witnessed 14.11% of the electorate coming out to cast its vote. In Chandni Chowk in Delhi, 7.83% of the people have come out to cast their mandate. In East Delhi, 8.82% of the voters have come out to cast their vote. In West Delhi, 9.72% is the statistic recorded till 9 a.m. In South Delhi, the number stands at 8.88 till this morning. In Hisar in Haryana, 7.44% of the voters have come out to cast their vote. In Sirsa in Haryana, the number stands at 9.81% this morning. These are, of course, trends, early trends. We'll be keeping an eye out. Back to you, Rishabh.
Okay, Pia, thank you very much for that update. Have a look at that heavy voting early morning in Sultanpur. Delhi, long catching up to do. I know it's hot. I'm hoping people out of Delhi come out and vote in large numbers. Hopefully, we breach that 70% mark. 60% is where we held the fort in Delhi. Okay, let's hop across to our reporters who are sweltering it out in the heat right across the country. Devika is in the New Delhi constituency. Abhishek is now joining us from Prayagraj. Brian is in Northeast Delhi. Asif is joining us from Sheohar in Bihar. Let's get a perspective in. Devika, it's been thin numbers. It's really hot where you are in New Delhi. Of course, the voting booths are much larger in this constituency. So the voters are much more spread out where you are standing. But have you managed to catch up with some people?
Yes, absolutely, Rishabh. As you can see, people continue to trickle in, and I will try to catch hold of a few people here just to understand from them what is it that they're voting for. Sir, hi, you've come to cast your vote. What issues are you voting for today?
We are issue for the growth of country. That is a major issue for us.
सर, आप अपना वोट डालने आए हैं, क्या मुद्दा है आज?
मुद्दा क्या कुछ नहीं है, सब ठीक है, चल रहा है, जैसे चल रहा है ठीक है.
Sir, you've just cast your vote. Can I ask you what issues have you voted for?
Economic growth.
Ma'am, what about you as a young voter?
I think geopolitical stand that India has, economic growth, all of these things.
All right, and there are a few more voters who've just cast their vote. Sir, can we understand from you what have you?
Vote for change.
All right, sir, can we just understand from you, you've cast your vote, what have you voted for?
We have voted for development. Simple, we have for development and stable government. You see, this is a national franchise, but nevertheless the resident is interested in his own rights and who does good for us. So we want a good government.
सभी वही मुद्दे हैं जो अभी अजय जी ने बताए हैं. So I think he is absolutely right. Development तो होनी चाहिए, हो भी रही है, ऐसी बात नहीं है, लेकिन हमारी expectations और भी ज़्यादा हैं.
Few more voters, ma'am. You've just cast your vote. What are the issues you voted for?
Prosperity. Prosperity for the country. And we know who is the only one candidate we can think of.
Okay.
Great. We owe him a lot. As a citizen of India, we owe him. He's working hard, we need to work hard.
Okay,
and cooperate
all right, okay, we've got a flavor there. One person has very emphatically said, no, we want change in the country. Vote for change. Everybody else seems to be heading in the other direction. Now, again, this is one polling booth without people actually saying any names, one line in one polling booth in one constituency. But you've got a flavor of where that is going. Let's hop across to Brian in Northeast Delhi. Meanwhile, as you're watching on your screens, that is the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. I'm assuming he's come to cast his vote under heavy security, obviously. And he's also, of course, a voter in Delhi. He'll get an opportunity to cast his vote. His family is along with him. It's become a center point of so much media controversy because he's saying that, look, in this Swati Malewal issue. My parents who are elderly are being harassed. The police wants to question them. He brought them on television from the cameras. It's been very emotional. You can understand that the party, he himself have been in the middle of elections. It's been high stress, high pressure, arrest, bail application, then campaigning, then having to go back to jail in a few days, then having to, rally his supporters, then seeing an issue with one of his own party MPs complaining against his own principal, the man who runs his office. It's not been a comfortable and easy few weeks, but of course Arvind Kejriwal is hoping that he comes out on top on June 4th. In fact, he's told people, if I'll be watching from jail, how many seats we end up winning. He's going there to cast his vote. Let's hop across meanwhile to Brian. We'll get a chance to listen in to Arvind Kejriwal very shortly. Brian is sitting in the northeast, or standing in the northeast Delhi constituency. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the constituency where Manoj Tiwari is contesting against Kanhaiya Kumar of the Congress. Brian, what are people around you saying?
Well, definitely, Rishabh, we'll be talking to people. Sir, ह्यूमिड बहुत ज़्यादा है, गर्मी बहुत है, आप वोट करने आए हैं. क्या इश्यूज़ या क्या मुद्दे हैं जिसको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए आज आप वोट करेंगे?
वोट तो ज़रूरी है हमारा, और वोट करना ही एक नागरिक का फ़र्ज़ है. मुद्दे अपना हिंदू राष्ट्र बचाने के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा बड़ा मुद्दा तो यही है.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच. सर, आप भी वोट करने आए हैं?
नहीं, मैं डाल चुका हूँ.
अच्छा, आपने कर दिया है, आपने वोट कर दिया है. आप वोट करने आए हैं, तो आपके हिसाब से आप फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर हैं?
हाँ.
सो एज अ फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर, यूथ के हिसाब से क्या इश्यूज़ है जो काफ़ी प्रेवलेंट है, जिसको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए आज आप वोट करेंगे?
मैं तो अभी आया हूँ, मुझे नहीं पता.
सर, आपसे भी जानने का कोशिश करेंगे, आप वोट करने आए हैं, क्या इश्यूज़ या क्या मुद्दे को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए आज आप वोट करेंगे?
भाई साहब, मुद्दे तो बहुत पहले निकल गए, अब तो वोटिंग करनी है.
ऐसा कोई इश्यूज़ है जिसको आप सर दिमाग में रख के आप वोट करने वाले हैं?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, वो मन बना कर.
सर, आपसे भी पूछने का कोशिश करेंगे, अगर आप बताना चाहें कि क्या है इश्यूज है.
कोई इश्यूज नहीं.
ठीक है. यू नो ऋषभ, वील ऑल्सो बी ट्राइंग टू टॉक टू द फीमेल वोटर्स हु आर देयर. मैम, आप वोट करने आए हैं, क्या इश्यूज है जिसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए आप वोट करेंगे? आप हंसिए मत प्लीज. पीपल आर लाफिंग, दे आर शाई, आई फील, बट यू नो, आप वोट करना है, आपके हिसाब से क्या इश्यूज रहेंगे जिसको?
बेसिकली बहुत सारे हैं आजकल सोसाइटी में, बट देखा जाए तो वुमेन पावरमेंट ऐसी चीज़ है जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोत्साहित करनी चाहिए, और कहा जाए तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में भी बहुत ज़्यादा करना चाहिए, और बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो कि टैकल करनी चाहिए. और बस, थैंक यू.
मैम, आपसे भी जानने का कोशिश करेंगे. मैम, आपसे भी अगर आप बोल पाए. सो ऋषभ, यू कैन सी दैट पीपल आर प्रिटी शाई टू टॉक अबाउट द इश्यूज दैट दे विल बी वोटिंग.
Some people are just hot, some people are shy, some people just want to get on with their day. Go ahead, Brian, go ahead.
सर, आपके हिसाब से क्या इश्यूज रहेंगे जिसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए आज आप वोट करेंगे?
ऐसा है जी, हम तो कुछ नहीं बता सकते, अरे ना पूछना चाहिए, क्योंकि पब्लिकली जो बातें आउट हो जाती हैं.
इश्यूज के बारे में बोल सकते हैं?
इशू कुछ नहीं होता. आज सारे आदमी सब एक से हैं. फंडामेंटल है, जिसको गवाही दे अपने कर दो बस.
थैंक यू. मैम, आपसे भी जानने का कोशिश करेंगे. ठीक है. सो लाइक ऋषभ, यू कैन सी दैट यू नो द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल दैट वी आर गेटिंग आर प्रीटी शाई.
We got a lot of voices in one place. Other side, of course, it depends on the time of the day. But the object is to get you a pulse, because otherwise we're just having these studio conversations, which unfortunately can be often disconnected from what is going on the ground, and it's always good to get a pulse from the ground. We've reported out of 200 constituencies so far, of the 420 odd that have gone to polls up until today. 56 more are going to the polls today, and just 50 odd are left in the last phase, which is coming up on the 1st. You're seeing Arvind Kejriwal with his father there, and his wife right behind him, I'm assuming. Yes, there she is. Devika, my colleague, is I think outside this polling booth. Devika, over to you. Okay, so Devika's got more voices. Let's listen in.
So, हम लोग अपने सीनियर सिटीजन्स को भी लेकर आ रहे हैं.
Yes. Ma'am, what issues are you voting for today?
We are asking for the women empowerment in women's facilities. Like government promised us for the cervical cancer vaccination, they'll provide us. Okay. So we are, as an NGO, ask them, okay, please fulfill your promise.
Sir, what issues have you voted for today?
Nothing. Our respect should be as it is, what we have gained in world. And Modi is doing very well, and we expect much more. Education, and Safai security already going on, and we need traffic jam.
Okay, all right. Sir, hi, you've just cast your vote. What issues have you voted for?
Issues voted for the development of the country and honest politicians for the better government of our nation.
Okay, all right. We have 2 more voters here. Sir, what issues have you voted for today?
We have not voted yet.
Okay, not voted yet. So, yes, we're just trying to get in.
Devika, I'll come back to you. Let's hop across to the other side of the country meanwhile, because in electoral battle, we are, of course, having a conversation in Delhi because the national capital is voting today, but electoral battle is happening right across the country. Let's hop across to Abhishek in Prayagraj. Abhishek, as we are waiting for Arvind Kejriwal to cast his vote, वहाँ पर क्या चर्चा चल रही है? मतदाताओं के मुद्दे क्या हैं आज सुबह?
बिल्कुल, लोग यहाँ पर एक के बाद एक मतदान कर रहे हैं सुबह से ही। आपने अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग किया?
जी अभी नहीं, मैं आ रहा हूँ थोड़ी।
अच्छा, लोग यहाँ पर सुबह से ही आ रहे हैं और हम आपको तस्वीरें दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे कि अंदर लाइनें पूरी तरह से लगी हुई हैं। ये ज्वाला देवी इंटर कॉलेज है जहाँ पर अब से कुछ देर पहले डिप्टी सीएम केशव प्रसाद मौर्य ने अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग किया और लोग आप देख सकते हैं लाइनों में लगे हुए हैं। भीषण गर्मी और धूप के बावजूद लोगों का जो उत्साह है वो देखने को मिल रहा है इस लोकतंत्र के पर्व को लेकर। और यहाँ पर इलाहाबाद की बात की जाए, खासतौर पर प्रयागराज की बात की जाए तो 2 सीटें हैं, प्रयागराज और फूलपुर, जहाँ से कभी जवाहरलाल नेहरू भी कंटेस्ट किया करते थे। सर, आपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग करने जा रहे हैं?
हाँ।
क्या सर जहन में है बात?
परिवर्तन, नया सब कुछ है और क्या।
इसी तरह देखिए लोग और आ रहे हैं। सर, 1 मिनट बात कर सकते हैं? आप अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग करके आ रहे हैं?
हाँ जी।
क्या जहन में बात थी, दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था जब आप वोट कर रहे थे?
तो ये जो जाति पाति है ये खत्म हो सब।
हाँ।
और क्या यही होना चाहिए।
और विकास, डेवलपमेंट,
विकास तो है ही है, वो तो हो ही रहा है, वो तो उसमें कोई वही है नहीं। और क्या चाहिए, जो पहले नहीं हो रहा था अब हो रहा।
और भी लोग हैं यहाँ पर। सर, अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग करके आ रहे हैं?
जी 100%।
क्या सर दिमाग में था जब वोट कर रहे थे आप?
मैं जब वोट कर रहा था तो मैं अपने मत को इसलिए वोट कर रहा था क्योंकि एक अच्छी मजबूत सरकार बने, विकास हो, भय मुक्त समाज हो, इसको मैंने वोट किया है। विकसित भारत बने, इसके लिए मैंने वोट किया है।
जो लोग अभी भी घरों पे बैठे हैं उनके लिए क्या कहेंगे?
हाँ, ये एकदम से गलत तरीका है। उम्मीदें बहुत सी लोग पाल लेते हैं, है ना
जी। और भी लोग हैं जो अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं। धीरे धीरे लोग लाइन से बाहर आ रहे हैं, अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग करके उनके पास जाके बात करने की कोशिश करते हैं, पूछते हैं उनसे कि क्या उनके दिमाग में। आपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग किया? आपने?
हमने तो कर लिया सर।
क्या दिमाग में था आपके?
दिमाग में मोदी थे। हाँ।
देखिए और भी लोग इसी तरह यहाँ पहुँच रहे हैं। अपने सर मताधिकार का प्रयोग करने आए अपने?
जी हाँ।
क्या सर दिमाग में चल रहा है, क्या मुद्दे हैं दिमाग में?
महंगाई बहुत ज़्यादा है, बेरोजगारी है।
बच्चों को रोजगार मिले, बच्चे पढ़ लिख के इतना MA किए हुए हैं, BSc किए हुए हैं, कोई प्रकार का कोई नौकरी है ही नहीं। 800 900 रुपया फॉर्म भरने में लग जाता, बेकार जाता है। तो वो सब दूर हो और अच्छे से बच्चों को कुछ ना कुछ कोई ना कोई चीज़ में नौकरी लगे, चाहे 4 क्लास में चाहे 3rd क्लास में, कुछ तो लगे बच्चों को। इतना पढ़ाने लिखाने में अब बेस्ट हो रहा है पैसा, कहीं कुछ वही नहीं है।
बिल्कुल, ये लोग थे और हम नब्ज टटोलने की कोशिश कर रहे थे लोगों के जरिए, उनसे पूछ रहे थे कि क्या जहन में चल रहा है। लगातार लोग बता रहे हैं।
Thank you very much to you, Abhishek. You managed to get enough voices there. We've heard about a dozen or so voices very quickly. You're watching on your screens, of course, Arvind Kejriwal was arriving a short while ago to vote. He's gone inside, I think, with entire family, children included, who are voting. His wife was there, his father was there. So that's a few votes going in the favor of the Aam Aadmi Party and said themselves that they can take for granted. Let's hop across to Bihar, where Asif Iqbal, my colleague, is standing by and sure. Asif, वहाँ पर मतदाताओं के मुद्दे क्या हैं आज सुबह?
बिल्कुल ठीक है ऋषभ, मैं आपको बताऊं कि आप इस वक्त हम शिवहर में हैं। यहाँ पे पहले रमा देवी 3 बार से सांसद रही हैं, इस बार उनको टिकट नहीं मिला। इस बार मुकाबला जो है वो RJD की रितु जायसवाल और JDU की तरफ से लवली आनंद है, जो आनंद मोहन की पत्नी। आनंद मोहन 2 बार सांसद रहे, उनके बेटे जो हैं चेतन आनंद, वो भी यहाँ से विधायक है और उसमें दिलचस्प मुकाबला देखने को मिल रहा है। ग्राउंड पे यही 2 आमने सामने हैं, NDA के प्रत्याशी और इंडिया के प्रत्याशी। बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ वोटर, आपको दिखाऊँ मैं एक बार। ये तस्वीरें इसलिए ज़रूरी हैं कि जो लोग घरों में बैठे हैं वो घरों से बाहर निकलें और मतदान करें। इसकी एक घोषणा हम लोग लगातार करते आए हैं। हम लोग लगातार ये फटाफट से जल्दी जल्दी से मैं पूछ लेता हूँ इन लोगों को, क्या मुद्दे हैं भाई साहब वोट देने आए हैं आप, क्या मुद्दे हैं?
मुद्दा कथी रहो, कहाँ कुछ हो रहा है तो मुद्दा पूछ रहे।
क्या मुद्दे हैं भाई साहब, क्या दिमाग में है, क्या दिल में है आपके? हैं? वोट देने आए हैं ना
जी,
क्या दिल में दिमाग में?
हम तो बीजेपी के वोट देंगे।
दीजिए, वो नहीं पूछा क्या
बदलाव बदलाव
क्या जहन में है आपके?
बस बदलाव चाहिए और क्या चाहिए?
क्या जहन में?
नया सरकार चाहिए, नया सरकार।
अच्छा,
बदलाव चाहिए, नया
आप भाई साहब?
बदलाव चाहिए।
हाँ, कैसा बदलाव चाहिए?
बदलाव चाहिए, सरकार बदलना चाहिए बस।
अच्छा,
विकास होना चाहिए, रोजगार मिलना चाहिए लोगों को, ऐसा सरकार चाहिए।
देख रहे हैं रोड पर से आए हैं तो कैसा रोड पर से आप आए हैं, आपका गाड़ी हम देखे हैं कहाँ से आते हुए, कैसा रोड था, रोड कैसा था आपसे हम ही पूछ रहे हैं।
रोड दिक्कत
कितना दिन से सरकार है यहाँ पे, 15 साल से बीजेपी जीत रही है, लेकिन अभी भी वो रोड देख रहे हैं कैसा है।
अच्छा, आप बताइए भाई साहब क्या मुद्दे आपको लेकर आपको?
हम लोग को तो रोजगार चाहिए।
आप
जी, बीजेपी की सरकार बननी चाहिए।
बीजेपी का सरकार बनना चाहिए। जी, बीजेपी सरकार बननी चाहिए।
जी, राजद पार्टी।
ये देखिए सबसे बड़ा ऋषभ बड़ा दिलचस्प है, लोग खुल के बोल दे रहे हैं कि किसकी सरकार बननी चाहिए, किसकी तरफ से है। ये इधर लेडीज हैं, बहुत साई होती हैं, बहुत कम बोलती हैं, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करता हूँ एक बार मैं कि वो लोग कुछ बताएं।
जी,
दिक्कत परेशानी होती है, सब कुछ ठीक है क्या है?
हाँ सब ठीक है।
सब ठीक है?
सब ठीक है, बहुत गर्मी है पंखा रहना चाहिए।
हाँ?
इसमें सुविधा रहना चाहिए, कोई सुविधा नहीं है।
हाँ, सुविधा नहीं है। अब आप लोग के क्या जहन में रहता है, वोट देने आई हैं?
नहीं कुछ नहीं।
क्या दिक्कत परेशानी यहाँ?
ना दिक्कत ना कुछ की दिक्कत है।
दिक्कत कोई नहीं है आप लोग को?
कुछ की दिक्कत नहीं।
आप कुछ ऐसी
कुछ
कोई दिक्कत नहीं आपको?
नहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
गर्मी बहुत है,
थोड़ा सुविधा होनी चाहिए।
पहली बार वोट देने आई हैं?
पहली बार।
आप दिखाइए जरा वोटिंग बुक। ये पहली बार वोट देने आई है तो बहुत कुछ दिमाग में चल रहा, पहली बार एक्साइटमेंट है, खुशी हो रही होगी, क्या सोच के आई है वोट देने?
मेरा वोट मेरा अधिकार है, तो इसलिए वोट देना अधिकार है मेरा।
बहुत अच्छी बात। चाची कोई दिक्कत परेशानी? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, सब ठीक है।
Okay, all right. Okay, we've got enough perspectives there. That is giving you a flavor of what is happening now. Now, this is a very very interesting constituency, ladies and gentlemen. The Congress last won this seat in the 1980s. You're just seeing on your screen, Arvind Kejriwal has now cast his vote along with his entire family. So that seat last won by the Congress in 1980s. After that, dominated by the JDU and the RJD. The BJP won this seat 3 times, and every time with a thumping victory. They've had 3 thumping victories. But after 3 thumping victories in the seat sharing deal, this has gone to the JDU's Lovely Anand. Lovely Anand has contested this seat before, but he's contested the seat from the Samajwadi Party ranks. He has been part of the Congress, Samajwadi Party. Now he's with the JDU, hoping to win this particular seat for the JDU. So this is a close contest battle between Ritu Jaiswal of the RJD and the JDU. The BJP and the Congress are not contesting in that particular seat, as you see Sunita Kejriwal getting her finger inked after having cast her vote this morning. Okay, I'm going to thank our reporters. Let's open up this conversation to our guests joining us on this broadcast. Rakesh Shetty representing the Congress, Kevin Matthews joining us this morning, and Professor Nalapat is joining us this morning as well. Professor Nalapat, let's try to get a bigger picture for you from you, starting with the national capital. It's a fundamentally different election this time around, because 5 years ago there was no seat sharing agreement. Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress are in a seat sharing agreement. There is this entire dominating factor of Arvind Kejriwal being in and out of jail and soon to be returning to jail. Do you think that this election is a lot more unpredictable because of that?
Well, I'd like to say, Rishabh, that this election is about hope, and the hope and expectation of a better future. And the question about which particular alliance is going to be the beneficiary of that hope, it remains to be seen, voter to voter. Those who believe that Prime Minister Modi represents the best bet for hope, based on his record over the last 10 years, will of course vote for the candidates of the NDA. Those who believe that no, a change needs to be made and there needs to be a different set of people, will vote for the INDI alliance. So essentially, Rishabh, this is about hope. People have experienced some hard times. They've experienced some good times. They've seen some good things happen. They want more good things to happen. And the question is, which group are they confident will bring that desired change? So I think that is the fundamental question in the minds of the voters, that they want to see a better 5 years ahead than the previous, maybe even 30 or 25 or more years. And you have to remember that we are in a young country. And for a young country, for young people, it's the future that's very, very important. So I think this vote is going to be a vote for the future.
Okay.
And vote for the group that they believe will ensure a better future.
Okay. I don't know if those questions, Mr. Shetty, are they then settled? Because the election has been complicated for the Congress party. Mamata Banerjee has refused to do a deal with you, and she's fought you tooth and nail, so much so that she went all the way to Gujarat to find from Porbandar Yusuf Pathan, brought him to Bengal to try to defeat your, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who's been a, senior leader of the party for a long period of time. Arvind Kejriwal has done a lot of damage to the party in Delhi, in Punjab, in Gujarat, but your allies. How is this working out at the cadre level, sir?
Election is not about who is aligning with whom. Today, if you see this election from 2014 to 2020-24, people have given the clear mandate to BJP in 14 and in 19. And they had certain expectation from the government. Because when Narendra Modi sworn in for Prime Minister, he gave tall promises and false hope to the people. He spoke about that he is going to get the black money back to the country. He is going to distribute those black money to them. He spoke about Panama Papers. He was supposed to disclose that. He had promised 2 crore jobs for the youth. But he promised the army veterans 1 rank, 1 pension. But we know that in last 10 years, he always spoke about corruption and putting corrupt politicians behind bars. But in this 10 years, people have seen how Narendra Modi changed. He today has imported people, corrupt politicians, whom they have sent ED notices and ED inquiries. Now all are with BJP. All are aligning with BJP. If you see Praful Patel, Ajit Dada Pawar, you talk about BJP's Assam CM, Vishwa Sharma, he was in Congress. That time ED had started sending notices, raiding his house and offices. Later he joined hands with BJP.
But Mr. Shetty, Arvind Kejriwal ran his entire beginning of his political career, the India Against Corruption, the movement with Anna Hazare, all were against the Congress corruption.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, that is there. He had always targeted Congress. That is the reason Congress has lost in 14 election. We did not lose against BJP. We lost because Anna Hazare and because of Arvind Kejriwal. But in this 10 years, the things have changed. Because even Arvind Kejriwal realized what Narendra Modi is doing. Out of 35 industries who have given electoral bond to BJP, out of that 15 were under scrutiny with ED. We saw that as soon as ED started raiding their offices, they have all bought electoral bond and given to BJP. So this is a corrupt practice run by Bharatiya Janata Party.
So you're saying that this is on corruption itself. The BJP is sitting in a glass house because, as your party leaders say, washing machine is running. Let me get Kevin Matthew into this conversation. Mr. Matthew, within all of this dynamics of politics that is going on, are we seeing a unity in the opposition in terms of clarity on how the government is to be running, if they were to form one, who is going to be the leadership or not?
Rishabh, today I find myself oddly agreeing, sort of character, with Professor Nalapad when he said earlier that if the people needs, if the people feels that they need a change, somebody else will come. If they need a better place, because he himself, who has been a staunch supporter of the BJP for all these days, when he comes out with those statements, I think there is nothing more for me to say. And I think today the uniting factor is also that the BJP has been looting and plundering this nation, bending the systems to its will and to its money might. So people have started seeing that, and that I think is what brings everyone together. Because it has always been, that is the beauty of democracy, and that's the beauty of this country too. Because we have our infights, but when it is against a common enemy,
but Kevin, an enemy, that's the point. No, you're thinking of it in terms of political enmity, but in reality, Lalu Prasad Yadav, only person convicted of corruption at a grand scale in this country, is sitting with Arvind Kejriwal, who is the biggest anti-corruption campaigner, whose anti-corruption campaign was against the Congress party with whom he's an ally. Now, how does this make sense to anyone?
See, why that makes sense is because you have to always, for everything, there's a contrast. And the contrast here is that everybody else has been accused, every other major accused has been joining BJP and seeing the charges against them vanish.
Okay, so let me put that to Shivam Chhabra. Shivam Chhabra, I'll let you respond, but let me frame it in the point of a question. Why is the conviction rate so poor? You have been 10 years in power, okay? 2G, CWG, Colgate, Antrix, Davos, so many things happened. Nobody got convicted.
See, the conviction part is the job of the judiciary. It is not the job of the executive or the investigative agency to probably take it forward. We've done our job. The investigative agency has done their job. They presented proofs. They presented charge sheet in various cases. But now it's up to the judicial system to take a call on it. And I think even if we understand the judicial system in this country, even Nirbhaya case, that was fast-tracked. The justice did take some good time to probably come into the frame. So I think it's a completely poor narrative to put up and say that, the conviction is not there. We must not forget the kind of allegations and the serious allegations where the court has accepted and admitted the fact. Yes, there are proofs of corruption against Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, and who not in the Liquorgate scam. Nobody wants to respond to it.
Okay.
That is utterly shameful.
Okay, Shivam, sorry to interrupt you. Bhupinder Hooda speaking out before voting. Let's quickly listen in.
पिछली बार लग रहा है आप सभी 10 प्लस 1 सीटों को लेकर इस बार कांग्रेस की क्या प्रोस्पेक्ट्स हैं? कांग्रेस पक्ष में लहर चल रही है सर कितने आसपास लग रहे हैं सभी सीटों को लेकर बन रहा है सर फार्मेस्ट इशू
Entered the polling booth. I'm assuming he'll speak after he votes. We'll come back to that. A very dynamic situation in Haryana. Remember, the state goes for elections in 6 months' time. The government has seen a withdrawal of support. It's potentially a minority government in the state, but the sweepstakes are for the Lok Sabha. 10 seats. The BJP won 10 out of 10 last time. They're hoping to win 10 out of 10 this time. Shivam, sorry I interrupted you. Finish your thought.
So my argument is very, very straight and simple. And I think nobody should probably have a counter to what I'm trying to say. Prima facie, the investigative agency have filed charge sheet. They have got substantial proof to it. The courts have also agreed to the proof being presented by the investigative agency. And I think the matter is sub judice. Nobody should probably comment on that fact. Let the judgment come out. It's going to be clear and cut. It's going to be black and white very soon.
But Shivam, there's a problem. There's a problem with lack of conviction. The problem is, now you can say the judiciary's problem, but the problem is that there were times in the past where unscrupulous political leaders who became ministers, they had an axe to grind, maybe an agenda to run against your party leaders. They hounded them to home and hearth for decades, made their life miserable, tried to get people to confess on their behalf. You've seen it happen. It's happened at the highest levels of your party that these people were hounded. So now others might think that the reverse is happening.
So this is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you once again. More reactions are coming in. Let's listen in.
और मैं जनता से, सभी लोगों से, वोटर से अपील करना चाहता हूं कि गर्मी बहुत है, फिर भी घर में ना बैठें, वोट जरूर डालें, अपने मत का अधिकार जरूर इस्तेमाल करें। और तानाशाही के खिलाफ सब लोग
क्या कहेंगे दिल्ली के माहौल क्या है? क्या कहें दिल्ली के माहौल?
मैं समझता हूं कि बहुत भारी संख्या में लोग तानाशाही, महंगाई और बेरोजगारी के खिलाफ वोट डाल रहे हैं क्योंकि लोग बहुत
Let's not kid ourselves. For Arvind Kejriwal, there is one issue. This is a verdict of the people's court on whether they think he's innocent and guilty. Whether the courts think he's innocent and guilty comes later, maybe decades later. Shivam ji, once again, let me finish your thought, then I'll get the rest back in.
So I was just wanted to respond on what Arvind Kejriwal ji is saying.
Yeah.
Tanashahi to unki party mein ho rahi hai. Only one man. If he is the chief minister, then it's okay. Otherwise, nobody is going to take that seat. Or it's going to be Sunita Kejriwal ji who's going to come next in command. So who's going to talk? And you need to walk the talk. You cannot be hypothetical and flamboyant while you are making absurd comments on anything. So it is for the people of this country to decide, and I'm hopeful that the kind of leadership, the kind of governance the Bharatiya Janata Party is given for past 9 years, 10 years now, and coming 5 years, we are going to be into the top 3 economies of this world. We are right now the top 5. We are one of the top 5 economies of the world. We've ensured that 370 was abrogated and Jammu and Kashmir was properly brought back to the development path the way the other states have been going through. We've ensured the culture of this country was imbibed when the grand temple at the Ayodhya was built. So we've committed. Whatever we have committed, we've delivered.
Okay.
That is our strength.
Okay, so let me put an example, ladies and gentlemen. As we speak, in the first 2 hours of polling, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., for which we have data right now, the voter turnout in Anantnag, Rajouri has already exceeded the total voter turnout in 2019. So once again, you're going to see a record, history-second record of voter turnout in the last constituency in Kashmir that is voting today. Okay, Professor Nalapat, let me allow you to respond to what Kevin Matthew was saying, because when you were mentioning hope, what are you alluding to?
Look, Rishabh, let me be quite, I'm not going to blame Kevin for any construction that he has put. He is welcome to put the construction that he wants. I simply want to say this election is not about individual candidates. It's about, it's basically concentrating around one individual, and that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And whether that individual is sincere in his desire to transform India. A lot of transformation has definitely taken place. It's impossible to deny that the country has been completely transformed since 2014. So yes, you have a lot of talk about washing machines. You have a lot of talk about people coming in and people going out. All that is true. But I think, and that is what I was alluding to in my previous interjection, that the main focus of the voter is going to be hope. And the question is, where does he or she hope betterment will come? Will it come if Prime Minister Modi is given a 3rd term, or will it come if what I have been calling the ABM forces, anyone but Modi forces, prevail? Now, the difficulty with the ABM forces is they're not unknown entities. They've all been tested. And their records in governance also very, very clear. So, quite frankly, that is, they're not coming out of, INDIA alliance is not something that has been crafted about entirely new parties. It's all existing parties. So, this whole issue, which I wanted to highlight was, this is an election centered around Narendra Modi. Do you have confidence that Narendra Modi can ensure a better 5 years for you than, for example, Rahul Gandhi or any of who's I think the lead contender for the prime ministership on the INDI alliance side? And this is the fundamental question. Do you have confidence in Modi, or do you have confidence that an opponent of Modi will give you a better 5 years?
Okay, so let me put that. Who is that opponent, Mr. Shetty, then going to be? Because we just heard your party leader Jairam Ramesh say that within hours we'll decide. So I'm assuming there are already lists of candidates available. Are we clear on who those people are?
Yeah, definitely. See, we have a list of more than 10 to 12 leaders who are capable of taking up as Prime Minister of this country. And secondly, this matter is not far away now. 4th June is just around the corner. In next 7-8 days, it will be, our friend will come to know who will be the new Prime Minister of this country.
Why is it a surprise?
And how my friend just said, the GDP, we have become the 5th largest economy. But when you see the per capita income, we stand in world ranking in 123 number out of 175 countries. Per capita income means only few people of this country have lot of wealth, and remaining are all poor, because Prime Minister himself says he is going to give 80 crore people free ration for next 5 years. So what this country has become under Modi's rule.
Okay.
And when Narendra, one more minute.
Please.
Sir. When Narendra Modi always spoke about corruption, he spoke about Adarsh scam. Adarsh, which happened in Maharashtra. And today Ashok Chavan has been imported from Congress to BJP, sent to Rajya Sabha, rewarded. Prime Minister spoke about Koila Gotala. You all media haunted us for Koila Gotala. Naveen Jindal, who was a prime accused, has been given a new ticket from Bharatiya Janata Party from Haryana. Now you spoke about 70,000 irrigation scam. Prime Minister himself came to Bhopal, and Ajit Pawar has been very next day.
Okay.
He joined the collision. He has
Okay,
been
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. Let's just
CM.
Somnath Bharti, who is a candidate from Delhi for the Aam Aadmi Party, is speaking. Let's quickly listen in.
और उस कार्य के लिए जिसको बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर ने बहुत तरीके से संविधान के निहित वोट का अधिकार दिया कि जनता अपनी मर्जी से अपने पसंद की सरकार चुने। आज ये बदलाव का वोट है, संविधान को बचाने का वोट है, लोकतंत्र को बचाने का वोट है, एक ऐसा सांसद चुनने का वोट है जो जनता के पास, जनता के बीच में 24 घंटे रहे, उपलब्ध रहे, जनता के लिए काम करे, जनता के समस्याओं का समाधान लाए। चाहे पुलिस की मुसीबत हो, चाहे डीडीए की मुसीबत हो, चाहे ट्रैफिक की मुसीबत हो, हर प्रकार की मुसीबतों का समाधान लेकर के आए। ये वोट उसके लिए है। ये वोट उसके लिए है जो दिल्ली के समस्याओं को सदन में उठाए, जो दिल्ली की समस्याओं का समाधान लोकसभा में खड़े होकर बातें रखकर समाधान लेकर के आए। ये वोट उसके लिए है। वोट इस बार उसके लिए है कि जो बेरोजगारी की समस्या का समाधान लेके आए, जो महंगाई की समस्या का समाधान लेके आए, जो वुमेन सिक्योरिटी को सुनिश्चित करे, जो सुनिश्चित करे कि इस देश के अंदर महिलाएं सुरक्षित हैं और हर प्रकार से सरकार उनकी सुरक्षा करने को बाध्य है। देखिए, मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ कि भाजपा के पास आज कोई मैटर नहीं रह गया। 10 साल में भाजपा अगर कोई काम की होती तो काम गिनाती 1, 2, 3, 4, 5। भाजपा जो है इस वक्त ऐसी परप्लेक्स मूड में है, ऐसी बदहवासी में है कि मोदी जी कह रहे हैं कि इंडिया गठबंधन को वोट दोगे तो तुम्हारी टोटी चुरा के ले जाएंगे। अभी कोई स्टेटमेंट है प्रधानमंत्री के स्तर की, टोटी चुरा लेंगे, बिजली का कनेक्शन चुरा लेंगे, भैंस चुरा लेंगे। और ये तो डिफ्लेक्ट करने का तरीका है कि भाई आप बात नहीं करना चाहते कि मणिपुर में जो हुआ उसके ऊपर आपको शर्मिंदगी नहीं है, जो कर्नाटक में हुआ, जो आपने एक रेपिस्ट के लिए वोट मांगे उसके लिए आपको शर्मिंदगी नहीं है, जो महिला पहलवान साथियों को धरना देना पड़ा अपने न्याय के लिए उसके लिए आपको शर्मिंदगी नहीं है। आप आज बदहवासा में हैं, आज आप निराशा में हैं कि देश परिवर्तन के लिए, देश ऐसे सरकार के लिए वोट कर रहा है जो इस देश के अंदर महंगाई का, बेरोजगारी का समाधान लेकर के आए।
सर, बीजेपी कह रही है कि 7 की 7 सीटें दिल्ली में क्लीन स्वीप कर रही है, क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
अब देखिए, मुरारी के हसीन सपने क्या होते हैं? यही होते हैं। अगर काम किए होते आपने तो आते, काम नहीं किया तो नहीं आएंगे।
दिनों से आप सर के साथ प्रचार में लगी हैं।
All right, that was Somnath Bharti. Subhendu Adhikari, meanwhile, speaking out this morning as well. Let's quickly listen in.
अपोजिशन शुभेंदु अधिकारी जी वोट देकर निकल रहे हैं। दादा, कैसा देख रहे हैं नंदीग्राम का और ये तमलुक का पूरा सिचुएशन?
पूरा बंगाल में मोदी जी का लहर है। मोदी जी 400 पार करेगा। बंगाल में भी पिछले टाइम जो सीट मिला था, इस बार काफी ज्यादा सीट मिलेगा। मोदी जी बहुत मेहनत किया बंगाल के लिए, 20 से ज्यादा रैली किया, बहुत बड़ा रैली हुआ। सब मोदी जी का पक्ष में वोट डाल रहा है। मैं भी मोदी जी का पक्ष में वोट डाल दिया।
तो कौन सा मुद्दा इस बार सबसे ज्यादा है?
विकसित भारत, पाक ऑक्युपाई कश्मीर देश में लाना चाहिए। मोदी जी है तो मुमकिन है। पाक पीओके को देश में लाने के लिए मैं वोट डाला, मेरा भारत माता के लिए वोट डाला।
दादा, कौन सा मुद्दा सबसे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है इस बार?
देश प्रेम, विकास, तुष्टीकरण के खिलाफ, भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ, वंशवाद का खिलाफ।
लक्ष्मी भंडार या ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन कैंसिल?
कोई काम नहीं कर रहा है। लोग नौकरी मांग रहा है, लोग भाता नहीं मांग रहा है, लोग इंडस्ट्री मांग रहा है।
तो इस बार टीएमसी का रिजल्ट क्या?
अपना जो फसल है उसका एमएसपी मांग रहा है।
तो टीएमसी का इस बार रिजल्ट क्या दिख रहा है आपको?
टीएमसी का सीट घटेगा, बीजेपी का सीट बढ़ेगा।
All right, that was Subhendu Adhikari, who infamously before the last elections quit the TMC. He was a tall stalwart, some would say right-hand person for Mamata Banerjee, and joined the BJP, speaking to my colleague Rainik while he is, of course, campaigning, well, not campaigning anymore, but going to cast his vote or coming out from casting his vote. Okay, we'll best pick up the conversation for where we... Mr. Shetty, sorry I interrupted you. Finish your thoughts, sir.
So that what I was saying, from 2019 to 2024, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he invited all corrupt politicians whom he accused of, and there are pending ED, CBI cases against them, to their party, and he has rewarded them. So I want to ask, why will this country, people of this country, believe on Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Today, you misguide the people. He had promised farmers that he is going to double their income. And today you are not even giving them MSP, minimum support price. So this is all the questions.
Okay,
Today,
I'll give Shivam a chance to respond to this. Let me just put your caveats out there. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to increase per capita income, you either increase your GDP or reduce your population. Reducing your population is genocide. So you increase your GDP. There's no other way of raising per capita income. But I'll let Shivam respond to that before I get Mr. Kevin back into this conversation. Shivam, you can respond.
See, acute knowledge is always dangerous. And that is how I wanted to request Shetty Bhai. When he was talking of corruption, we must ensure and we must remind him, we have given a corruption-free government, not a single case of corruption against any leader of the BJP, not a single case of corruption against any minister of the BJP has been there for past 10 years, sir. This is the track record of the Modi government. You were talking of the unemployment. Yes, I do agree that it is an issue, but it is an issue for the Congress party and the Aam Aadmi party, who's going to face major crisis of unemployment. Because Rahul Gandhi is certainly going to get unemployed after 4th of June. Because certainly after 1st of June, when Arvind Kejriwal is going to be back behind the bars, he certainly will have to, you know, ideally he should probably resign from the post of Chief Minister. So he's going to be unemployed. So yes, there is going to be a certain amount of unemployment after 4th of June. Many leaders who have been bloating and playing a lot of pot shots on the Prime Minister and the BJP and saying what all, what not. But they're certainly going to face the heat, that is for sure.
Okay.
And as far as, you know, the argument regarding, you know, the development part is concerned and the GDP is concerned, we must remind him, I think, thank you, Rishabh Bhai, for reminding all this basic factual economic terms that you've done it. And I was listening to what Somnath Bharti ji was saying. I would urge you to repeat his bite once, not once, but almost 12 times a day, so that it happens to increase the vote share of the Bharatiya Janata Party multifolds. You know, he was talking on Mahila Suraksha, ki aisa hona chahiye, Manipur ki unhone baat kahi. He was talking on Mahila Pahalwan, but he was not talking on Swati Maliwal. I mean, not, I think 15
yeah,
days
the
ago,
duplicity is obvious.
Swati Maliwal was a Rajya Sabha MP of the Aam Aadmi Party. Now she has become an agent of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So that is the double standards of Aam Aadmi Party.
No, the double standards are there of all politicians. You all speak on convenient issues.
No, Rishabh Bhai, she was treated badly, nowhere on the roads, but at the Chief Minister's residence, the official residence of the Chief Minister, where it is being guarded by not one, but two state polices.
All right.
So
okay. So but it happens on corruption. It just happened. And Kevin, that's the logic, right? On corruption, everybody points fingers at each other. On issues, on Swati Maliwal, the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party says, Arvind Kejriwal says there are two versions. Now, if a woman is saying that I was beaten up in your house and I was assaulted, okay, but there are two versions. The Congress says it's the internal matter of the Aam Aadmi Party, not our issue. It's duplicitous on both sides.
Rishabh, true. See what happened to Swati Maliwal, whether or not she joined BJP and then decided to raise the allegation. All those, whatever has happened, because even when she was with Aam Aadmi, she was also against, so towards hushing it up. But that shouldn't have happened. And I've already said that in this thing. What happened is sad. But when Shyamji just points it out and saying that, it's quite interesting because the track record of BJP, when he spoke about it, let me come to that first. BJP, there has been allegations starting from Rafael scam, but of late, I concede there has not been too many allegations because they found a way to legalize corruption in the form of electoral bonds. So, Shyamji, that is, I don't know. Okay, and the Supreme Court have to take it down. But having
okay,
that,
so
sir,
do you think all the parties should return the electoral bonds?
Your track record is Brijbhushan Singh. That is the track record of your leaders. I'm sorry today. I agree. Swati Maliwal needs justice, but also all those other victims need justice. Periscopic perspectives cannot happen.
Okay, all right.
Sir,
okay, so
put it on your integrity, sir.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, throughout the course of an electoral campaign, you will see all sorts of ironies, inconsistencies, double standards. You've just heard Somnath Bharti talking about that the people of Delhi need somebody to raise the voice of Delhi in Parliament. I can tell you nobody, no party was raising the voice of Delhi when there was pollution because of farm fires in Punjab. Nobody wanted to speak about it because the Aam Aadmi Party didn't want to speak about it. The BJP found it improper to speak about it also. The pollution in some states went down, the farm fires went down, but in other states it increased. So let's take what the politicians say. There is an issue here, and let me try to address it the best I can. Professor Nalapad, you've spoken about Modi. Let's just speak about Arvind Kejriwal because his fate is pretty much linked to Delhi right now, where he's the sitting chief minister. Has an Arvind Kejriwal's politics changed? Has he become more of a politician? Has he had to become more of a politician? No longer the activist that once remembers him from 10 years ago?
Well, the fact of the matter is, Rishabh, that he has come together with the Congress party. There's no question that he began his campaign against the Congress government, and he has come together with the Congress party. There's no question about that. Now, it will be for me, where Delhi is concerned, it will be very interesting for me to see the differential, if any, between the candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party and the candidates of the Congress party. Is there going to be a difference in performance in the strike rate, for example, of the Aam Aadmi Party candidates in Delhi as compared to the Congress candidates in Delhi, or will the strike rate be equal? Because let's not forget, you can't control the minds of even the mass of your followers, much less the minds of the voters. So the question is, you may come together, or you may go apart. Does the voter agree with you on coming together? Or do your own cadres agree with you on coming together? In the case of Mamata Banerjee, I mean, she has been hostile to the Congress from the start. So she has taken a very practical decision that, look, I'm not going to go with the Congress party because no one's going to believe me in the first place that we are made up. So frankly, Rishabh, let's not forget the voter and the wisdom of the voter. The wisdom of the voters ensured that India remained a democracy for all these years. Even during the emergency, there was enormous pressure. And we saw that expressed, in what happened in the election after the emergency. The voter in India wants democracy.
Okay.
The voter in India is basically also, frankly, well aware of some of the alignments and the hypocrisies behind such alignments. And the fundamental question, Rishabh, is very clear. Assuming that a government is formed of disparate elements, how long will that government last?
Yeah,
or assuming that there is the coalition that is there now, if they lose the polls, INDI alliance, how long will that coalition last?
It's a problem. It's a fundamental problem. It will remain a problem because if there is a coalition, even if it's an NDA coalition, I mean, how many times did Nitish Kumar change sides? Okay, what are the guarantees that he stays firm? It is difficult. Coalition governments have run, but there are bottom lines in all of this, ladies and gentlemen. No coalition government has survived if a single party, the main party, the national party, has had less than 140 members of parliament. Okay, the Congress is currently sitting at 55. They'll be hoping to better that tally for sure, but better the tally to what level we don't know. And I grew up in the 1990s, and the 1990s were the concept of outside support to governments that lasted a few months. There were general elections every 8-9 months. Every year there were a general election in the country. So there were issues, but then 10 years the coalition government was indeed run. You can argue that yes, Atal Bihari Vajpayee also indeed ran a coalition government. So that's 15 years. Coalition governments have run this country for 18 years out of the sum total of our independent history since 1952. Okay, that's the position. I'm going to take a last few words from our guests, then we have reactions coming in. Shivam, what's your best bet from Delhi now? Are you still hoping on 7 out of 7?
Absolutely 7 on 7. We are committed to people of Delhi.
Okay.
And people of Delhi have full confidence on the Modi government that yes, we're going to give 7 on 7.
Okay, Mr. Shetty, you're contesting 3 out of the 7. Are you hoping that between you and the Aam Aadmi Party, you can really upset the BJP?
No, see, it will be very difficult for BJP to get 7 out of 7. But I think 1 seat I can give them.
Okay, you're saying 1. Okay, 1. They'll probably reverse it around and say you might get 1. Okay, Kevin, Delhi specifically, where the Aam Aadmi Party has done well at the local level, the BJP has swept the national twice with thumping 57% of the votes, not once but twice. And there is an entire crisis happening in Delhi with the Chief Minister right now. Where do you think it's going?
The arresting the Kejriwal antics of the BJP is, I think, going to be the key factor that is going to turn against them today. And I think it's going to be an Aam Aadmi sweep on Delhi.
Okay, so you're saying yes, it's a reversal in trend. It is being decided as we speak. You're getting a pulse of the voters from the ground. Some of them are being very emphatic, and some of them are indeed calling for change. But the pulse seems to be indicating to you that no, it's not a sweep for one side or the other, that there is still a contest that is yet to be fought. And if anything, there is still a Modi voter out there because nobody seems to be discussing the local candidate. They're all talking about, those who are in favor, talking about what the centre has done for the country and what Narendra Modi has done. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, let us not kid ourselves. An ironic and unprecedented event has indeed happened. What it will go down in the history books as, we don't know. Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Robert Vadra, all of them today have had to cast their vote for not a Congress candidate. I don't think this would have happened ever before that a Gandhi has voted for not a Congress candidate. You can observe this, dissect it, and analyze it whichever way you want to do. I'm going to thank my guests. We have a lot of reactions that have come in from right across. Gopal Rai speaking to us, Naveen Jindal speaking to us, Keshav Prasad Maurya, Deputy CM of UP speaking to us, Mehbooba Mufti speaking to us, Ravinder Raina, who just cast his vote in Jammu and Kashmir, BJP leader, they're speaking to us. Let's quickly listen in.
Firstly, we'd like to show, sir, you've just voted, of course. What for you were the main issues and what's your message on voting day to people?
So the main message on the voting day to your millions of spectators is that please come out and vote. It's very important in our democracy. It's the biggest festival. We are the world's largest democracy. So it is our responsibility and duty that we must go out and vote. And when you do vote, please do so judiciously. You have to see in whose hands our future is going to be. Future is going to be better, in whose hands the future of our youth is going to be secure. So it's a very important responsibility, and I'm sure you already know and you will do the right thing.
For you, it was a long election. You were in the 6th phase, so long campaign, of course, Mr. Jindal. What do you believe have emerged to be the biggest issues this time for you? What you found amongst people?
Okay, so for me, there's no one particular issue as such. Okay, and people don't really vote on issues. People see the credibility of the party, credibility of their candidate, and we have a really good connect over here. We've been here for last 30 years, and we have family relations with most of, I would say, more than 80% of the people. We have family relations. So people see that. People, because you can say anything, people don't just believe in what you say. People want to see what you have done. So I have a track record here of working with them for 10 years, being with them for almost 30 years. And so does BJP have a very good track record. So people trust in that. People know that where is the future of the children going to be secure and bright. So I think looking at all those things, we have been getting a lot of goodwill, a lot of positive response from all the people. Thank you.
आपने अभी बाहर आया वोट देके कैसा लग रहा है? How excited are you?
नहीं, सभी लोगों से हमारी अपील है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग मतदान करें और काफी लोग उत्साहित हैं इस देश के संविधान को, इस देश को, लोकतंत्र को मजबूत करने।
और कंपटीशन के हिसाब से ग्राउंड लेवल में कंपटीशन आप देख पा रहे हैं सर?
देखो, जनता तो इस देश के संविधान और लोकतंत्र के साथ है और जनता मजबूती के साथ अपना वोट करने जा रही है।
छठे फेज का सुबह से ही मतदान जारी है। हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए डिप्टी सीएम केशव प्रसाद मौर्य जी हैं। आज आप भी सर अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग करेंगे यहाँ पे?
निश्चित तौर से मैं भी मताधिकार का प्रयोग कर रहा हूँ और लोगों से भी अपील कर रहा हूँ कि वो अपने मताधिकार का प्रयोग करें। लोकतंत्र का महापर्व है और तीसरी बार मोदी सरकार बनाने का जो अवसर है, कहते हैं ना कि जब पवित्र गंगा का प्रवाह हो तो उसमें एक डुबकी लगाने का सुअवसर है और मुझे विश्वास है कि लोग आज अच्छा मतदान करेंगे, भारी मतदान करेंगे और फूलपुर, इलाहाबाद लोकसभा सहित 14 की 14 सीटों पे जहां आज मतदान हो रहा है वहां कमल खिलने जा रहा है।
विपक्षी दल लगातार आरोप लगा रहे हैं, कई सारी बातें कह रहे हैं, समीकरण कह रहे हैं बदल गया, पोलराइजेशन हो गया, वोट पोलराइजेशन हो गया, बड़ा अंतर बदल गया, ये सारी बातें कह रहे हैं।
देखिए, विपक्ष जब भी चुनाव आएगा ऐसी ही बातें करेगा, लेकिन जब रिजल्ट आएगा तो कोई लंदन भाग जाएगा, कोई इटली भाग जाएगा। ये इनकी मतलब हरदम की आदत है। और 4 जून को आप देख लेना, अखिलेश यादव जी लंदन की यात्रा पर होंगे, उनके दोस्त राहुल गांधी जी इटली की यात्रा पर होंगे।
हमारे साथ पीडीपी की प्रेसिडेंट जो है महबूबा मुफ्ती, वो जुड़ चुकी है। महबूबा जी, आज आपका प्रदर्शन है, यहाँ पे बैठे हैं सड़क पे, क्या प्रदर्शन हो रहा है?
हमारे पीडीपी के वर्कर्स और पोलिंग एजेंट्स को गिरफ्तार करके थानों में बंद किया गया। कल रात से ये सिलसिला चालू है। बहुत सारे लोगों को बंद किया गया है। लोगों में डर और खौफ पैदा किया जा रहा है ताकि यहाँ पोलिंग कम रहे। इनको लगता है अगर पोलिंग अच्छी होगी तो महबूबा मुफ्ती पार्लियामेंट में गई, वो सच्चाई वहाँ बयान करेगी। महबूबा मुफ्ती को रोकने के लिए 87 जैसे हालात यहाँ पैदा किए जा रहे हैं।
हाजी साहिबा, तब तक आप अपना वोट कास्ट करेंगे जब तक आपके लीडर्स या
पोलिंग देखेंगे हम, उसका कोई फैसला नहीं, वो बाद में देख लेंगे।
How do you see the pulse in the people here?
This is the great festival of our democracy, and as we have seen the bumper voting in Srinagar Parliament seat, around 40% of the people cast their vote in Srinagar Parliament seat, and then a new record is set in the North Kashmir Baramulla Parliament seat with 60% of the polling, and I do hope the people in Anantnag Rajouri Parliament seat will set a new record of the polling. Since morning we have seen a long queues and people in large number are coming out of their houses to cast their vote. This is our democracy, where the power rests with the people.
We have seen that last time on Anantnag seats, only 40,000 vote were, he got the person who basically was elected during the 2019 elections. And this time we are expecting that more than 50% people will vote here.
Definitely. As we have seen around 40% voting in Srinagar, where it usually remains 8 to 10%. There is long jump and rise in the polling in Srinagar Parliament seat. Again, in Baramulla, it is around 60%, record bumper voting. And today, I do hope that people in Anantnag Rajouri Poonch Parliament seat will, in large number, will cast their vote, and it will be another record-breaking polling.
सुल्तानपुर से सांसद और साथ ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी कैंडिडेट मेनका गांधी इस वक्त हमारे साथ है। मैम, आज मतदान हो रहे हैं, वोटिंग परसेंटेज की बात करें तो अच्छा जा रहा है सुल्तानपुर का, और आप साथ ही साथ क्षेत्र में भी जा रही हैं, कैसा लग रहा है जनता के बीच?
ठीक लग रहा है।
मैम, ऑपोजिशन लगातार कह रहा है कि बीजेपी सरकार आती है तो आरक्षण हटा देगी,
ये झूठ है।
लोगों से हमने बात किया है लगातार, उनको साफ तौर पर यहाँ कह रहे हैं कि बेरोजगारी का मुद्दा अभी भी यहाँ पर है। और आपको क्या लग रहा है, इस बार अगर सब कुछ ठीक रहता है तो ये मुद्दे पर काम करेगी सरकार?
ये उनका कहना बिल्कुल सही है। बेरोजगारी एक बहुत गंभीर मामला है और हम लोगों को इसको बहुत
गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए।
मैम, आपने बताया था कि चीनी मिल को लेकर के भी लगातार मुख्यमंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश योगी जी से आपकी बात हो रही थी, क्या कुछ कहना है उनका इस पे?
उनका भी कहना है कि डीपीआर के लिए गया है, जैसे डीपीआर बनेगा वैसे काम शुरू होगा।
शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। तो लगातार मेनका गांधी जी इस वक्त हमारे साथ है और उनका साफ तौर पर कहना है कि यहाँ पर जो मुद्दा है बेरोजगारी का, जो लोग भी बता रहे हैं और ये सही है और इस पे लगातार सरकार काम कर रही थी और आगे भी करती आएगी।
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.